You know that feeling, right? Your brain has like a dozen tabs open at once, but none of them are the one you actually need. In this crazy, hyper-connected world we live in, the fight for our attention is just relentless. So today, we're going to dive into a really powerful way to start reclaiming your focus and, take back control of your own mind.
So let me ask you this. Does this question hit a little too close to home? That feeling of being totally mentally drained? Like you're just scrolling through your day with that little red battery icon blinking. You've got just a sliver of power left and you just can't focus on what truly matters. It's a feeling a lot of us know way, way too well. Okay, let's think about it like this. Your brain's ability to focus is just like a phone battery. Seriously, it's a finite resource. Every morning you wake up with, hopefully, a full charge. But as the day goes on, certain things drain that power, while other things can actually recharge it. The real key, the whole game, is figuring out what's causing that drain in the first place. And that brings us right to the main culprit, what we can call the great dopamine heist. See, every notification, every endless scroll, every time you switch between apps, it's like a tiny thief silently stealing your precious mental energy. They're basically background apps for your brain, and they are draining your battery before you even realize what's happening. This brings us to a super important idea: mental real estate. Just picture it as the prime property in your mind. It's that valuable space you need for deep work, for creative thinking, for actually solving problems. Well, all these distracting apps are in a constant war to colonize that space, pushing out your own priorities. And really, it all comes down to this choice, this contrast. On one side, you've got your high-impact tasks. Yeah, they're challenging for sure, but they build real momentum. They leave you feeling accomplished. And on the other side, well, you've got the dopamine-draining apps. They give you that quick, cheap little hit of satisfaction, but they leave your mental battery completely depleted. That's the leak we need to fix. And let's be really, really clear about this. This isn't just about you not having enough willpower. No way. We're actually dealing with a powerful neurological loop. These apps are literally engineered to trigger a dopamine release, which makes us feel good for a second and keeps us coming back for more and more and more. It's a cycle that completely hijacks your brain's reward system and just chips away at your ability to sustain focus. So how in the world do we fight back? Well, we start with an emergency reset. Think of this as your brain's first aid kit. It's a simple, super powerful tool you can use anytime, anywhere to immediately break that cycle and get a little quick charge when you feel your focus slipping away. It's called the 3-breath reset, and it's as simple as it sounds. Let's just walk through it real quick. First, you take a deep inhale for 4 seconds. Then, you just hold it for 4. And finally, and this is the most important part, a long, slow exhale for 6 seconds. That longer exhale is the real key. It helps calm your whole nervous system down. So the next time you catch yourself mindlessly scrolling or you feel totally overwhelmed by all the pings and notifications, just stop. Use the 3-breath reset. I mean, it takes less than a minute, but it's such a powerful pattern interrupt. It pulls you out of that dopamine loop and brings you right back to the present moment. Okay, so that reset is perfect for those in-the-moment fixes, right? But for real long-term change, we've got to train our focus muscle. And that's where the 60-minute focus rule comes in. This is all about building a truly resilient mental battery. And how you do it is just beautifully simple. First, you set a timer for 1 hour. Second, and this part is totally non-negotiable, put your phone away, close the extra tabs, turn off the notifications. And third, you dedicate that entire hour to one single important task. No multitasking, just pure, deep focus. And this is where the long-term payoff is. See, every time you complete one of these 60-minute focus sessions, you're not just getting work done. You are fundamentally retraining your brain. You're teaching it to resist distraction, to sustain attention, which over time actually increases the total capacity of your mental battery. So when you combine these two strategies, the instant reset for the short term and the long-term training, you create this incredibly powerful system. It's a system that's designed to take your brain from that constant, frustrating 1% all the way back to a full charge. And the difference is it's stark. The before state is a day just fragmented by distractions, leaving you feeling drained and like you got nothing done. The after is a day where you control your focus, and you end it with a real sense of accomplishment and, believe it or not, mental energy to spare. So here it is. Here's your focus toolkit. It's simple, but it's so powerful. You've got the 3-breath reset for when you need to get back on track instantly, and you've got the 60-minute rule for building the raw strength and endurance of your focus for the long haul. But ultimately, I want you to remember this. Your attention, your focus, your mental real estate, it belongs to you. It's yours. And you absolutely have the power to decide what gets to occupy it. These are just the tools to help you reclaim that control. So I'm just going to leave you with this question. Just imagine what becomes possible when you're not running on empty anymore. When you actually have a full battery of mental energy every single day, what great project are you going to tackle? What new skill will you learn? What will you build with a fully charged mind?